Good morning and happy Wednesday, seventh graders. Here we go. Um, Wearing a little yellow, one of my favorite shirts, Tacosaurus shirt for you guys today. Primarily because the sun's shining in and it's supposed to get up in the mid 50s and look like a nice day. And I think we've hopefully turned a corner and started to see some nicer weather. Um, those of you that did your assignment for yesterday, for Tuesday, you have the opportunity to fix that if you need to, but that is something that I'm taking a look at and evaluating your progress on designing and using models. And rather than actually have you draw one, if you remember what I explained from yesterday, I just thought all I need you to do is trace back the energy from the last part, which is the ball going through the air, to the original part. Of course, where the energy first started to be transferred from would be, our friend the sun. So if you didn't do that correctly, if you didn't just label it from 8 back to 1 in the order you think that the energy went from here, then it went to here, then it went to here, you need to go back and fix that. You got to get past this just getting work done and then moving on. We want to make sure that you're learning in a quality way. We care about that for you. Okay, so that was about designing. Now, today, if you remember the essentials, we're moving to the questioning. We're moving to asking questions again, and then we'll move back to maybe a little bit of an explanation. But right now, the next couple of days, we're working on asking good, deep, thought-provoking questions. And how do we get to that? And there's a formula for that. There's a way to do that. We're just taking a basic route. So I'm going to show you today how to use what's called a Jamboard, in case you don't already know that. Let me switch this up here so I can switch onto this. So this would be a Jamboard, and what that might look like. With a Jamboard, it's just a way for us all to share our thoughts. So for you, yours looks a little bit different for today. I'm just using this one as an example of how to use it. So you have an image, and the question, the focus today is the road on a hot summer day. And when you begin the questioning process, the inquiry process for anything that you want to investigate in science, it really is going to start with just a whole lot of brainstorming. All right, so I'm going to have it written, but I want you to listen to my words. Your job is to post a sticky on this Jamboard with I got to figure out how to use it, 3 to 4 questions. No less. 3 or 4. So I'm going to do that here right now. There's some other things you can do on here, but we're only going to worry about sticky notes. We're not worried about writing. So this will work the same for you. You'd be looking at this Jamboard. You'll have a little bit different. Your focus is slightly different. And then we're going to move with questions. So, again, this should only take me a couple of minutes. I don't want to, this is not the part where we come up with really thick, deep, thought-provoking questions. This is just the part where we're brainstorming. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, if you look at your menu over here, we need this one, the sticky note. I'm going to click on the sticky note. I like blue, so I'm going to go with, actually, I kind of like that green. I'm going to click on here. And first thing I'm going to do, again, listen, first thing I'm going to do is put my name. Okay? Now, you can't hit return here. So just put some space because it's a sticky note. It's just like you're jotting your stuff down. And let's see, I've got that road. And it says road on a hot summer day. And so really quick, I'm just going to type in and come up with some questions. Like I've always wondered, why does the air look wavy above a hot road? And then I don't need to hit enter. Remember, 3 to 4 questions. I don't need to hit enter. I'm just going to, hit a couple of spaces. So I always wonder, why does the road look wavy? I also want to know, why does it sometimes look wet? Sometimes the road will look wet. Here's the road being evaporated. That's 3. So now I go, boom, met my goal. Is the road being evaporated? Meh. And then let's see, 4. How hot does a road have to be for this to, back it on up, for this to happen? Okay, not a race, but I want you to do 3 or 4 questions on your sticky. And then when I'm ready, I can just hit save. So now I have a sticky on my board, on the Jamboard, and it's up here, and I can do things like, you don't need to do this. Please don't be like, hey, here's my sticky, Mr. Black. Let's all just keep the original size that they post. You know, I think it's something like that. You know, I'm going to put mine in the corner. Let's get a little creative. I like that because then it looks like I just went and slapped it on the Jamboard. All right, so there's mine. Now, then you might have, you know, this is, let's go with blue. This is Steve, because we don't have a Steve. So Steve is doing his sticky note, right? That's his name. And he says, would a white road have the same effect? Are all roads the same? What about a yellow brick road? 3 questions. So Steve's like, hey, dude, I'm done. He posts it, right? We don't need to add a second one. Steve's like, dude, I want mine right there. I'm going to move it over here. So Steve's done. When you're done, you simply close the Jamboard. It's easy as that. So you're going to need to close it out, and then you'll have to hit turn in on your assignment just to show me that you got your work done. Although this Jamboard, the cool thing is the Jamboard is going to be the same for everyone. I've only got 40 kids or so participating in science each day out of 115. So 40 sticky notes would fit on here just fine. I'm hoping we get so many that we got to really figure out how to make them fit. That's your goal today. To learn how to use this Jamboard real quick, to add a sticky note, 3 to 4 questions about the Jamboard that I put up. You'll see I'll type in instructions as well, and then easy breezy moving on. We'll take those questions, and then again tomorrow with our question formulating technique, we're going to take a look at those questions tomorrow and start to decide, like, so what would a scientist do with these? Scientists are going to they're literally sometimes would sit at a table. I can just visualize this as, you know, like Stark Industries and the Avengers. And they're all sitting around the table and they're boom, 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 rattling off all these brainstormed questions. And then they start to focus in on the really thick, thought-provoking questions that they could actually do something about. So, all right, that's the use of the Jamboard. You can close it out when you're done. Turn it in when you are finished. And then we go from there. All right, guys, happy Wednesday. Put on a bright color. Find yourself a project to work on. If you want to do the 3D printing, I'm going to keep pushing that. Delivered a couple yesterday. It was pretty cool. You know, I mean, you don't get to watch the printer going in the garage or anything like that, but it's still pretty cool to have your design turn into something tangible and then be delivered to your house. So email me with any questions you have, and I will see you at 1 o'clock on our Google Meet. I'll post the code just before. All right, take care, guys.